Good night, viewers. Here are tonight's headlines. Mr. Mohamed presents a food caravan to a Berbice mother after a devastating fire. A woman is set to stand trial for the attempted murder of her boyfriend. A Berbice man charged with assaulting his wife has been remanded to prison. A Haslington man found dead with brutal injuries. A 30-year-old motorcyclist dies in a Windsor Forest accident. Several are left homeless after a fire guts a North Ruimveldt apartment building. The judiciary is launching an e-litigation portal to replace paper-based filing. Cathy Hughes to appeal the Chief Justice's ruling in the low-life case. And a Good Hope woman dies from injuries sustained in an accident involving a relative of a government official. Stay tuned for more details. Motorcyclist, 30, dies in Windsor Forest accident. News Guyana reports in a tragic accident on Monday, 30-year-old motorcyclist Stefan Berbice lost his life on the Windsor Forest public road. Reports indicate that the accident involved Berbice's motorcycle, which did not have a number plate, and a motorcar with the registration number PDD 3036. According to police, the driver of the motorcar made a sudden U-turn after being stationary on the northern side of the road, colliding with Berbice's motorcycle as it was traveling east at a high speed. Berbice, who was not wearing a helmet, fell onto the road and sustained multiple injuries. He was found unconscious and transported to the West Demerara Regional Hospital for emergency treatment, before being transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital. Unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries while receiving care. An autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. The driver of the motorcar sought treatment at the Leonora Cottage Hospital and has since been arrested, currently assisting authorities with their investigation into the incident. Woman to stand trial for attempted murder of boyfriend. A 36-year-old Charlestown resident, Sabrina Bethune, has been committed to stand trial at the High Court for the attempted murder of her boyfriend, 29-year-old Lyndon Davidson. The decision was made by Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Monday. Bethune is accused of wounding Davidson with intent to kill on September 12, 2022. The alleged attack resulted in significant injuries to Davidson, including the loss of hearing in his left ear and damage to his vocal cords. Key details of the case include: the incident reportedly occurred during an argument over a phone call Bethune received from another man. Bethune allegedly stabbed Davidson in the neck with a kitchen knife. Davidson managed to escape and seek help at the Ruimveldt police station. Bethune, a mother of three, was initially granted bail of $150,000 in September 2022 but later had her bail revoked. An arrest warrant was issued, and Bethune was apprehended in 2024. Magistrate McGusty cited concerns about Bethune being a flight risk, noting difficulties in locating her and an alleged attempt to escape custody upon arrest. The case has now been referred to the Supreme Court of Judicature for trial. Bethune, visibly distressed by the decision, broke down in tears in the courtroom. This case highlights the serious nature of domestic dispute. Several homeless after fire guts North Ruimveldt apartment building. An apartment building in North Ruimveldt was devastated by a fire this afternoon, leaving approximately 10 individuals homeless. The cause of the blaze is suspected to be children playing with matches, though this has yet to be confirmed by investigators. According to reports, the fire started in the early afternoon, and tenants quickly called the fire service upon noticing smoke rising from the building. However, it took over 20 minutes for firefighters to arrive on the scene. Eyewitnesses expressed frustration at the delayed response, particularly as firefighters arrived without an adequate supply of water, necessitating a scramble for alternative water sources to combat the flames. Authorities are continuing their investigation into the cause of the fire and assessing the damage. Efforts to support those displaced by the incident are underway. Over 50 pensioners benefit from feeding program at Buxton Post Office. On Tuesday, October 1, 2024, over 50 pensioners who arrived at the Buxton Post Office to collect their monthly pensions were treated to a delicious early morning meal, courtesy of the officer in charge of the Lusignan prison and his team. Senior Superintendent of Prisons Dioraj Gyandat emphasized that this initiative is part of the Guyana Prison Service's 41st anniversary celebrations. The program was warmly received by the pensioners, who appreciated the gesture and enjoyed the meal provided. This outreach reflects the commitment of the Guyana Prison Service to give back to the community and support its senior citizens. Cathy Hughes to appeal Chief Justice ruling in low-life case. Alliance for Change, AFC, parliamentarian Cathy Hughes has announced her intention to appeal the dismissal of her application by Chief Justice Roxanne George, which alleged that Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo defamed her by referring to her as a low-life. In a statement released today, the AFC confirmed that Ms. Hughes has been advised to seek a review of the Chief Justice's decision in an appellate court and has instructed her attorneys to proceed with the appeal. Further details regarding the appeal will be shared with the media. On September 30, 2024, the Chief Justice dismissed Hughes' case, deeming it wholly misconstrued and lacking merit. During the proceedings, Attorney General Anil Nandlal argued that there was no evidence of discrimination in the Vice President's comments, emphasizing that his remarks were directed solely at Mrs. Hughes. The High Court found no evidence supporting Hughes' claims that Jagdeo's statements were made in an official capacity or constituted a constitutional breach regarding the Human Rights Commission's establishment. Additionally, the court noted that Hughes failed to approach the Women and Gender Equality Commission for alleged violations of women's rights. The court also raised questions about Hughes' inclusion of opposition leader Aubrey Norton as a respondent, with the Chief Justice remarking on the unusual nature of such a claim against a parliamentary colleague. The case originated from statements made by Jagdeo during a November 2023 press conference, in which he condemned comments by Hughes regarding alleged offers to Venezuela. Earlier this month, Hughes admitted in court that her claims were unfounded, acknowledging that the issue had been raised prior to Jagdeo's governmental involvement and that she lacked evidence to support her assertions. Judiciary launching e-litigation portal to replace paper-based filing. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Guyana is set to complete the implementation of an e-litigation web portal for the Court of Appeal and High Court. Following a soft launch for the Court of Appeal on January 30, 2024, the High Court's soft launch is scheduled for October 4, 2024. The new e-litigation system will facilitate electronic filing and management of cases across various registries, including the Family Court and Land Court, effectively replacing the paper-based filing system for all new matters filed after 3 p.m. on October 4, 2024. Developed by Crimson Logic Incorporated, a Singapore-based company with extensive experience in e-litigation solutions worldwide, this web-based portal will enable court customers and stakeholders to access the system anytime, anywhere, and on any device. Key features of the portal will include electronic filing, notifications, case management, workflow management, trial bundle creation, and reporting capabilities. This initiative reflects the judiciary's commitment to upholding the rule of law and enhancing access to timely, fair, and transparent justice, significantly transforming the judicial landscape of Guyana. Berbice man charged with assaulting his wife, remanded to prison. Amit Johar, also known as Edwin, a 36-year-old security guard residing at Lot 37 Block X, Hampshire Village, was arrested on September 27, 2024, and subsequently charged on September 30 for assault causing actual bodily harm and related offenses against his wife, 38-year-old Jodi Johar. The alleged incident took place on August 26, 2024. Mr. Johar appeared before Magistrate Michelle Matthias at the New Amsterdam Magistrate Court, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. Following the proceedings, he was remanded to the New Amsterdam prison. The court has scheduled the next hearing for October 4, 2024. Haslington man found dead with brutal injuries. News Guyana reports a tragic incident unfolded in Haslington North, East Coast Demerara, where 47-year-old carpenter Theodore Baines was discovered dead outside his home on Monday. Authorities report that Baines sustained multiple severe injuries, including significant trauma to his face, a deep slash to his neck, and cuts on various parts of his body. Baines, a father of two, resided in the bottom flat of his cousin's house. His reputed wife, Toanna Peters, last saw him alive on Sunday evening when she visited with their 5-year-old son. Although the couple had recently separated, Peters maintained regular contact with Baines. Peters recounted receiving alarming news from a friend on Monday morning, prompting her to rush to Haslington. Upon arrival, she found a crowd gathered, but Baines's body had already been removed. She noted that his phone and wallet were missing, and while the door to the house was open, nothing else appeared to have been disturbed. The brutal nature of Baines's injuries has left his family in shock. Peters expressed her confusion over the circumstances surrounding his death, stating, "I know he used to drink, but I don't understand what and how something like this could happen." A male suspect has been arrested in connection with the murder, but details surrounding the incident remain unclear. Peters is grappling with the loss and the impact on their young son, who continually asks when his father will return home. "This is such a shock. Up to now, I can't catch myself. Our son keeps asking me when his father is coming home, and I don't know what to tell him," Peters said. The investigation is ongoing as authorities seek to uncover the circumstances leading to this tragic event. Mr. Mohamed presents food caravan to Berbice mother after devastating fire. Odessa Baggett, a 36-year-old mother from Auckline Estate, received a food caravan from businessman Mr. A. Mohamed following a tragic fire that destroyed her snaquette in April. The blaze, whose cause remains unknown, left Odessa heartbroken and without the means to rebuild her business. Before operating her snaquette, Odessa traveled to Skeldon Market on an electric bike to sell food and snacks to support her family. Her dream of running her own business was shattered by the fire, but her outreach to Mr. Mohamed opened new doors for her. During his visit to Berbice, Mr. Mohamed presented the food caravan, allowing Odessa to serve her loyal clientele once again. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she expressed her heartfelt thanks for the support that has given her a chance to rebuild her life. Good Hope woman dies from injuries sustained in accident involving relative of government official. News sources Guyana reports, a tragic accident on Sunday morning has resulted in the death of Salima Hiralal, a mother of two from Good Hope. The accident occurred along the La Bonne Intention railway embankment and has raised concerns within the community. Mrs. Hiralal was a passenger in a minivan driven by her husband, Prakash Hiralal, when their vehicle was struck by an SUV. The driver of the SUV has been identified as Marshall Alakok, a relative of a senior government official. According to Mr. Hiralal, the accident happened around 6:30 a.m. as he navigated an intersection on the LBI railway embankment. He reported that a speeding black motorcar collided with their minivan, causing it to spin out of control and crash into a concrete culvert. In his statement to the police, Mr. Hiralal recounted hearing his wife cry out in pain. He managed to exit the vehicle and, with the assistance of nearby citizens, they were rushed to the Georgetown Hospital. Due to the severity of Mrs. Hiralal's injuries, she was immediately taken into emergency care. Mr. Hiralal, who sustained a broken arm and other injuries, sought treatment at a private hospital due to long wait times. Tragically, the family received news early on Monday morning that Salima Hiralal had passed away while receiving medical attention. The Guyana police force is currently conducting an investigation into the accident, and an official statement will be released in due course.